Hi, it's Marie Blankenship here again, this time for Forum 6. This time I'd like to talk about intellectual properties and copyrights as it applies to educators. And most educators think, well, I'm just using this for my classroom, it's okay, this is fair use. And that's not necessarily the case. So we need to be aware of what the copyright laws are. And I found an article in the Clearinghouse. It's a journal for educational strategies, and it specifically spoke of copyright and fair use in K through 12 because, as it stated, the digital age, we're just so immersed in all this information, and then we're utilizing it in our classroom, and we're thinking, wow, we have all this access, but is it okay? And typically, according to this article, educators are not sued, but they can be and they have been in the past. And usually what they look at is, did the educator profit in some way, or did it cause a monetary loss to the copyright owner? So we need to be aware of this. And an excellent resource, which was mentioned in the article and in Professor Holder's video, is that the librarian is a great resource. So the librarian is usually familiar with the copyright rules. So you can go to that source, or your administration. And if you're in doubt, credit or cite whoever it is, purchase the materials if necessary, or just go to the author and ask the author, can I use this in my classroom? Typically they'll say yes. They want you to be able to utilize it for your students. So that's an important thing for instructors to remember. Another thing I wanted to bring up was in Dr. Holder's presentation, he spoke about if a student does an assignment, they do an awesome job, and you want to present it as public, you have to get permission. And this happened to me as a student in another university. I did a series of assignments based on a particular student. I went to the parent, got permission, everything was good. I had pictures of the student, I had detailed information, although I used a pseudonym for the student. If you knew the family, you could probably figure out who this child was. Well, my belief and the parents' belief, which I convey to them, is I'm writing this series of assignments and I'm presenting it to the instructor, and that's the only person seeing it. Well, at graduation, we went in, we were in there talking, joking around. I said, hey, there's my notebook. And because it had all the different assignments in it. They go, oh yeah, we use it to show other students how to do their assignments, and we've even shown it to accreditation. All of a sudden, I was like, oh no, all these people, it's now become public. I had to go back to the parent. I went to my administrator, told her, she says, now you've got to get it in writing. I went to the parent, explained to them. They were a little uncomfortable, but they did sign off saying it's okay. But so after the fact, all this information about this child had been made public. And so yes, I used a pseudonym, but still, it's very important to get permission before you release a student's assignments to public. So this goes, anything you do, copyright, sharing a student's information, you need to remember to do the right thing. One thing that Simmons said, that it is wrong to appropriate someone else's work, even for noble causes. And teachers think that what they're doing is noble, but we need to remember what the Bible says. In Titus 2:7, he says, set a good example in teaching, show integrity. So let's all remember that. Goodbye.